With a vacancy rate approaching 0, what long-term action will you take to ensure young professionals and students have a place to live in Calgary? 2 minutes. Councillor Pincott.
We used to have a problem with housing in Calgary. It was a problem that we always kind of knew about, and we were sort of going, hey, we've got to deal with it. It's not affordable. We don't have a broad choice. We had a vacancy rate of just around 2% before the flood. Now we have a vacancy rate of 0%. We have gone from a problem to a crisis. We need to deal with it. We need to deal with it in the short term, but the question is about the long term. What does that look like? That looks like stuff that we've already been talking about. When we talk about urban sprawl, we're talking about how do we start building, intensifying in established neighborhoods, and that is transit-oriented development. Doing mixed-use communities, mixed use around transit stations where we maximize affordability by ensuring that somebody doesn't need to own a car. That's how we maximize affordability. One of the pieces that we really need to do, is secondary suites. We need to legalize secondary suites across the city. It is simple as that. It is not the solution, it is a part of it. Legalizing secondary suites and giving people the choice for affordability. The choice to be able to, if you're a senior, to stay in your home longer, to be able to get your kids out but into their own living accommodations, to making sure that students and professionals starting out have a place to live that is affordable. It maximizes affordability. So when I look at how, in the long term, it's how we grow our city. It is how we start creating housing choice that is linked to transit, housing choice that provides affordability throughout. And then in the short term, well, one of the very first things I think we need to do, honestly, is we need to look at secondary suites across the city. Simple as that.
Thank you very much, Councillor Pincott. And Mr. Frisch, your 2 minutes begin now.
Well, first I want to say, when I took economics in university, when you try to control all the levers of the economy from one position, you can get into some very dangerous water. And my concern is that secondary suites are being tried to be sold as a fix for a housing crisis. I ask you how that's going to change the number. I mean, you're going to have the illegal suites right now. Making them legal is just a boon for the development and building approvals to make money on actually making them legal. So I argue that that's not going to change the number very much. It might actually reduce it. I do see it as a crisis. There is a crisis, and that's where secondary suites could fill a need. But again, it would have to be determined by each neighborhood, because established neighborhoods, and I've gone through this in our neighborhood, when you walk into an established neighborhood and you start asking them to actually put suites in, and you say that it's legal, now you have a parking crisis. Now you have it changes the fabric of that bungalow district. And these established neighborhoods are not actually too keen on it. University Heights, the densification there, that didn't go very smoothly as everybody wanted it to. So I think the problem is that we need to actually listen to the communities to find out where the answers are. Where is the brownfield development? Where is the areas that we can actually densify without ripping apart neighborhoods, ripping apart communities? And there is solutions. I mean, affordable homes, affordable living program with the city that's been put out. There, even within Curry Barracks itself, there was some plans to put some affordable living in there, and well, that didn't really go very well, actually. I don't think there's very many affordable homes, but that's just my take on that. But I do think that we're going to end up having to fix it by looking at the communities, asking them where they want to have the urban intensification, where they want to put the buildings in, and that will make for a solution.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Frisch.